Number 3. Dahlsjöfallet. On July 29, 1965, 3 men armed with guns stormed into a bank in Gothenburg, Sweden. They were dressed in women's clothes and they had blonde wigs on. One of the robbers watched the door while the other 2 walked into the bank, firing wildly into the ceiling, which sent many of the employees and customers scurrying for cover. One of the customers didn't flee, and instead he tried to wrestle the gun away from one of the robbers, and the robber ended up shooting himself in the leg. After robbing the bank, they ran to a nearby river and discarded their disguises. Underneath the women's clothes, they were wearing wetsuits. The plan was to jump into the water and swim to a getaway boat, but they were all arrested before making it to the boat. Later that same night in Gothenburg, the family of 16-year-old Kjell-Åke Johansson became worried when he didn't come home. Then, over the next several days, the families of 22-year-old Gay Karlsson and 21-year-old Jan Olof Dahlsjö also noticed that they were missing. The 3 young men were acquaintances and worked together. Months later, the authorities realized that they were all together when they went missing. They were all seen in a midnight blue 1956 Volvo PV444 on the day of the robbery. The young men in the car have never been found. But the story only gets weirder from there. In July 1965, Hubner Lundqvist was hitchhiking from Skåne to Lysekil, and when his parents didn't hear from him after a few weeks, they contacted the police. The last time that Lundqvist's family heard from him was a postcard that was mailed from Gothenburg on July 29th, which is the same day that the 3 young men disappeared, and it was the same day as the robbery. This has led people to speculate that the 4 disappearances and the robbery are all connected. One theory is that the young men saw the robbers prepping for the heist, and the robbers killed them to keep them quiet. Another possibility is that the 3 young men were actually involved in the robbery and chose to disappear when it went wrong. Lundqvist may have either been killed by the 6 of them, or he wasn't involved and his disappearance is a total coincidence. Or it is wholly possible that the disappearances of the 3 young men and Lundqvist and the robbery aren't connected at all. Perhaps the 3 young men got into a car accident in a remote area or crashed into the water and their car just hasn't been found. Lundqvist was hitchhiking, so it's even possible that he was in the car with them. It's also possible that Lundqvist is still alive. There are 2 people who said that they saw Lundqvist after he disappeared, but their claims have never been verified, and he has never returned home or contacted any friends or family. Sadly, the families of the 4 young men have been waiting over 50 years to find out what happened to them, but they are no closer to any answers.